I had a hard time believing that this was Quebec, especially after I landed and went straight to the beach, which felt like I was in the Caribbean, honestly. The water was warm, turquoise, and totally placid. The next day things got a bit rougher. Les Îles de la Madeleine sit in the middle of the Gulf of St. Lawrence, so they're quite exposed, and when the wind blows, it blows hard, and there are waves all around the islands crashing into these bright red cliffs. It's what I really loved were the colors there, the deep blue water and this red sandstone that gets its color from the iron oxide. The wind and waves have carved the sandstone into quite an intricate coastline, and even though the island is quite low, if you look closely you can see hundreds of these little sea caves and tunnels and these wonderful sea coves that are ideal for kayaking. Wind is part of the landscape in Les Îles. There are clotheslines behind every house. I love that aspect. And kite surfing, which is really just taken off in these islands because it's the perfect place. There's constant wind. I had to try myself, really slog through the waves, but it was so beautiful just to watch. I preferred merely walking in the sand dunes. There are hundreds of miles of sandy beach and wild dunes that connect the rocky outlets of each island in Les Îles de la Madeleine. The sand is so soft, it squeaks when you walk on it. And when you're walking through these dunes, you're totally undisturbed. There are no tire tracks here, rarely any footprints. And in between each of the dunes and islands are these saltwater marshes that are filled with bird life. Fishing is the most important thing that people do here in Les Îles de la Madeleine. And lobster is what they really go after. You see lobster pots stacked next to everybody's house. I arrived after lobster season, so everyone was looking for mackerel instead. And that's what I decided to do. I got on a fishing boat and head out to catch mackerel. Fishing for mackerel in Les Îles is a little more mechanical, not really what I was used to. It was still impressive to watch how many fish could be reeled in just a few minutes. I decided to give it a go, and honestly, it's harder than it looks. No, it's not. It's fairly easy. You just pull in the fish. Fishing is what brought settlers here hundreds of years ago, from Brittany in France, and Ireland and Scotland and Basque Country as well. Even though this is considered to be Quebec politically, historically and culturally, Les Îles are Acadia, a traditional region that is so proud of its French heritage. The houses on the islands are so particular. They're colorful, they're cute and prim, and everyone is different. When you look across the hillside, you can see so many different colors. As a traveler, I have a real affection for windswept, remote, isolated islands surrounded by rough seas. And Les Îles de la Madeleine delivered on every count. The beaches are lovely, the food is phenomenal, the people so warm and hospitable, the place so rich with history. I had great weather during my visit, but I'll remember the islands as slightly overcast and very photogenic.